I'm going to get ketamine right now. I'm going to my first ketamine treatment.
Oh, wow. Do me a favor. Will you let me know you did good after that?
Will do, buddy. So after my match with Pablo, I was actually feeling pretty good about where I'm at with my comeback and where my strength level is. But the depression has just still been weighing on me so much. Like previously, I've always done my morning arm wrestling circuits in preparation for every big match. And I've been wanting to get back started. I just couldn't get myself to do it. I was literally struggling to get out of bed some mornings. Before I started ketamine, my doctor assessed my depression by asking me a series of questions over the phone. My score came out to 21. I didn't understand what that meant until it was explained to me.
Right now, you're classified at a PHQ-9 of 21. PHQ-9 is what we did on the phone yesterday. You're severely depressed by that depression scale. That's nothing to be worried about. The good news is we have a baseline, and now we're going to try to take you from severe depression down to no depression.
I didn't realize the severity of what I was dealing with until it was broken down to me that day. However, the doctor shared with me that over 75% of his patients experienced remission after just 6 ketamine infusions. This meant that I might feel significantly better in just 2 weeks.
By the 6th time, through just our dialogue, we're going to know if we're good, or if we need to space it out more, or do you need to come back for 1 or 2 more.
I was excited to try ketamine even before hearing this, but then he shared with me what I would experience in this session.
This medicine's going to make you feel out of control. My goal is to get you to a place called near dissociation. Once you're under the influence, and I do want you to understand this is going to make you feel under the influence. It will make you feel impaired. The lights may seem brighter, noises may seem louder. If we give you too much of the medicine, it can cause dissociation. So what's dissociation? It's like you're in a dream.
The doctor assured me if it gets too overwhelming, they'll adjust the IV. He told me to pick a few words to help me recenter if things got too intense.
Is it hope? Is it healing? Doesn't matter what the words are. Just pick out like 1 or 2 total words.
I was thinking domination.
Yeah, okay.
Even though we laughed about it, the doctor did say I must remain calm at all times.
You afraid you're going to Hulk out?
Maybe I'll make you sign a consent that says if you do, I'm going to give you different medicine.
I was recommended a ghost set as well. This was supposed to help me stay positive during the session. Nausea is one of the most common side effects of ketamine, so I asked to be pre-medicated to prevent it from happening. Treatments like this generally last just under an hour. The staff made sure I was resting in a comfortable position while listening to relaxing music. I've heard some people fall asleep on ketamine, and I was hoping that would be the case with me.
You just won't feel better, you know?
You're going to.
I haven't noticed any significant changes in my state in the first 10 minutes, which is when the nurse came back in to check on me and gave me some words of encouragement.
Yeah, I was always the eternal optimist.
That person is still there. We just have to reconnect to that person. On our ketamine brain, everything's a possibility.
While my anxiety about the treatment was fading, I found myself thinking a lot about arm wrestling.
I want something about it. Just feels right. Isn't that weird that that's what I'm thinking about?
It's what's important to you.
No, you're what's important to me.
I know that, but you got me. I'm a sure thing.
Earlier when the doctor was talking about goal setting, I was thinking about words like winning and champion. Reflecting now, it was clear why arm wrestling was all I could think about.
You know, it's weird. I feel like I could train right now.
I was surprised at how fast the first ketamine infusion went by.
All the medicine's in.
Other than losing track of time here and there, I felt in control.
But that medicine's going to stay in you for about 3 days and keep working. That's what's doing all the job.
As the doctor mentioned, the main effects of ketamine are observed over longer periods. So it was still unclear as how I would respond to this treatment. We had a little hour, therapy before the treatment. Just going over stuff. He said he's 100% sure that this will help me perform better.
Goal is to optimize you. If we can optimize your brain, you're going to physically perform much, much better. And so when I say it's working in your brain to decrease inflammation,
It's true within my whole body.
but it's also working throughout your entire body.
Obviously, that's exciting, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if it didn't improve my performance at all, but I felt better, it's worth it. The second session was a lot more intense.
Quite a bit, just so we can kind of let go of that control.
I should probably backtrack and say I wasn't really looking forward to it even before I got there. I knew that it'd be a larger dose of ketamine, meaning potentially stronger experience. I don't know. I want this to work, but I just don't like that
Yeah.
feeling. My expectations were accurate. I was thinking a lot about arm wrestling on day 1, but it didn't even compare to day 2. I started by listing my potential matches and opponents.
Brain's large, but Chico World's got control World's got so that complex out.
I was seeing exactly what I needed to do and who I needed to defeat to reach my goals by 2025. I didn't realize until watching the footage that I actually repeated this 6 times in that treatment.
Sally's dating me.
I don't know. It's like, okay, I guess I know a whole bunch of stuff went on, but some point, I think I wanted to pull the thing out, didn't I?
I started feeling more anxious towards the end of the session.
I'm exhausted. I ain't feeling like this.
I can't recall what was going through my mind at that moment exactly. However, I do remember feeling disoriented and extremely tired.
I don't know how I'll ever come back and do this shit again. Like, this was horrible. I wanted to pull the thing out of my arm halfway through it. I don't like feeling loopy and drugged. I don't like feeling that way. And I know he said that it doesn't matter how the session goes, the medicine's still going to be doing what it's supposed to do.
We thought having cameras in the room could have made me resist the medicine. Success with ketamine depends on not fighting it. We decided not to film my third session.
And we went in for the treatment, and we went in that without planning to do any recording, and we didn't. And he did much better. And then I think for the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I just kind of did spot recording, and it was just me with my iPhone.
Yeah, the treatment yesterday went much better. They lowered my dosage. Rebecca brought it to my attention. Every time we've been trying to put contacts in or take them out, I get really frustrated. We had to go back to the eye doctor last week and have him take them out. Yesterday morning, put them in. So that's good. She noticed those things that I didn't notice, like little triggers, and normally I get really agitated. But yeah, that was good. I felt significantly more optimistic going into the 4th session.
You feeling depression kind of lifting a little bit?
Say so, don't you think, honey?
He seems more like himself.
We continued filming, but kept a lower profile, which made a positive difference. On day 4 of my ketamine treatment, I was finally able to relax enough to fall asleep. And I slept through most of it. Looking back at it now, I can truly say that it felt like a pivotal moment. I was no longer resisting the treatment and was actually in a good mood afterward, since the first time starting this.
Nope.
But it still took some time to get back to normal after the infusion. On day 5 of my treatment, I got to do 2 of my favorite things, sleep and arm wrestle. I had no idea that I was doing that until Rebecca told me after I woke up. Ketamine's helping too. Like all my ketamine treatments, I'm sitting there talking about my road to the top. So under ketamine, in therapy, I'm focused on cracking wrist and going to the top. So that's pretty interesting because I never would have thought that's what my mind would go to.
We noticed his motivation was returning. I found him getting up early to get into the gym and do his hand and wrist workouts. And he's able to maintain focus and motivation in the area that he wants to maintain focus and motivation in.
On the last day of my ketamine treatment, my depression measured a score of 8 compared to 21 when I first started, meaning that it went from severe to mild.
Glad you're feeling improvement.
Once again, I was able to relax, sleep, and arm wrestle. I kept my eyes closed most of the time and just kind of let my mind go. We had those positive words that I was supposed to focus on: winning, champion, domination, all those things, and had a pretty, and I can't really remember it, but I remember in the moment, I could just see that path to the top of the mountain, right?
He is more Michael than he's been probably all of last year, even before his mom passed.
I mean, obviously, I'm still going to have grief. I miss my mom every day, but I'm in a much better mental place than I have been. So that's good. I think I turned a corner,